if you do cuss, I got you.
Good. Thank you.
Got you. I'll filter you.
I need all the help I can get, Heidi. You know that.
I'd be censoring you. I got this.
Oh, that's funny.
You just let me know whatever outing we need to go to that you need to censor.
When you speak, we'll probably switch chairs. I'll sit in your seat.
Okay, that's cool.
I really don't want to sit here right behind you.
Looking at my butt?
No.
That's no fun.
No.
Oh.
All right.
30 seconds.
Server's calling me right now.
Yeah.
There's a shock.
Good afternoon and welcome to Shelby High School for today's graduation ceremony for the Shelby High School senior class of 2020. Today's broadcast is being heard on WMAN and Line 100.1, made possible by the Sportsman's Den here in Shelby. Congratulations to Shelby's graduating seniors from the Sportsman's Den. I'm Aaron Hines. I'll be joined throughout this afternoon's 90-minute broadcast by Shelby teacher Eric Will. We'll share some highlights of each student, some of their favorite memories. Now, all of the students are in their cars. They will be pulling up with their family near the stage here, right out in front of Shelby High School. We are outside to walk across the stage to get their diploma. Eric and I will share their favorite memories and highlights from their senior year and their, of course, school year here at Shelby. So now we're going to turn things over. He is ready to go. Shelby High School Principal John Geis for today's commencement ceremony for the Shelby High School senior class of 2020.
Thank you, Aaron. Good afternoon, friends, family, staff, administration, and especially our graduates. Today we celebrate Shelby High School's 145th commencement. On behalf of the Shelby City Schools, I'd like to thank you for joining us as we celebrate with the class of 2020. This is definitely a different graduation ceremony and one that hopefully we never have to do again. For some reason, I think I need to watch the movie Cars tonight. Thank you to all the families of the graduates. I know this format meant that you had to make some decisions on who would attend and who would get to stay home. I know you've been sitting in your cars a long time. There was a lot of work in getting things set up, so we really appreciate your patience today too. I want to have a special welcome to all those who are watching us live stream on our YouTube channel or listening to us at home on your radios. This time I'd like to introduce some of the people up on the stage with me and also some special thank yous to some people. First of all, Superintendent of Shelby City Schools, Mr. Tim Tarvin. And today's commencement speaker is Miss Heidi McKenzie. I'd like to thank Aaron Hines and Eric Will for broadcasting today's ceremony live on WMAN AM 1400 and on WSWR 100.1 FM, and for Brian Skoronsky for live streaming and video recording this ceremony. Also, Marco Photo Service will be taking a picture of each graduate after they receive their diploma. I'd like to thank Building and Grounds Supervisor Mr. Scott Harvey and Ty Hoffman from our Maintenance Department for setting up the stage today for today's ceremony. A special thank you goes to all of our staff members for the Shelby City Schools. All of you, custodians, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, aides, secretaries, and especially teachers. You've played a major role in the educational journey of these graduates. Your tireless dedication and desire for them to succeed has not gone unnoticed. Although this is a joyous weekend, we must also note that Monday is Memorial Day. We need to remember all those brave souls who died for our freedoms and privileges that we enjoy in this country. We would like to thank all of our veterans, and especially we want to thank those members of the class of 2020 who have made the decision to enter the branch of the United States military. Thank you for making the decision to serve our country. May you be safe in your journeys, knowing that we are very proud of you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tim Tarvin, our superintendent, who will say a few words and then introduce today's speaker.
I'm going to pull that mask off while I speak. I'm a big believer that the more I can cover up, the better looking I am. But in this instance, I'm going to take it off so people can hear me and understand me a little bit better. Before I introduce today's commencement speaker, I want to take this opportunity to offer my congratulations to the class of 2020. My congratulations is not just because you have all met the criteria that allows you to walk across this stage today. It's also to recognize your perseverance, your patience, your optimism, and your ability to fight through adversity to still achieve your goal. The past few months have been challenging for all of you, but if you can take the lessons you have learned since the middle of March and apply those to the rest of your life, each of you will have a bright, bright future. Graduates, I also want to say thank you to your parents, grandparents, extended family members, and to the Shelby community as a whole. Folks, without your support, dedication, and sacrifice, the Shelby City Schools and the graduating class of 2020 would be but a shell of what they actually are. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Heidi McKenzie is a 2004 graduate of Shelby High School. In 2007, Heidi was in a car accident that left her a T4 paraplegic. What that means is Heidi can't feel anything from the chest down. However, that injury has not stopped Heidi from living life to the fullest with a sense of humor and a constant smile on her face. Since her accident, Heidi has become more adventurous. She participates in adaptive sports such as rock climbing and sled hockey. In 2011, Heidi graduated from Morehead State University. She was crowned Miss Kentucky Wheelchair 2012 and competed in Miss Wheelchair USA in 2018, which allowed her to connect with other young ladies in wheelchairs and to share her story to raise awareness. Heidi started a wheelchair community called Let's Roll Kentucky that met every month to connect and give people the chance to socialize with people in the same situation, which in turn offered tremendous encouragement and support to the entire group. It was during Heidi's reign as Miss Wheelchair Kentucky that she realized that she was destined to design clothing for those in wheelchairs. When Heidi began networking and reaching out to other people with disabilities, she soon realized that they all shared something in common: the discomfort and difficulty when it comes to the daily need of getting dressed. That's when Heidi started her clothing line called Alter Your Ego. Heidi's company creates adaptable clothing that makes you look good, feel good, and works very well as well, which helps those in wheelchairs break down social barriers through fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Heidi McKenzie.
Are we good? Can we hear me? All right, awesome. Thank you for the beeps. I love that. It's kind of like a standing ovation already. Definitely going to ask you guys to do that after I speak also. So this is great. I love public speaking. Appreciate you. I do love public speaking. The one thing I do love, though, is seeing somebody's face and watching them laugh after I tell a joke. So if I tell a joke and you don't think I'm funny, that's okay too. But if you could turn on your left or right blinker, at least so I know you're listening. Maybe can we test that? Like I said, something funny. Does nobody even have their cars on?
Yeah, they're blinking.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're good. We're good. Thank you. Oh, I love this. All right. We'll do that too. I'm not opposed to it. So I love that I was able to come speak. I'm definitely felt like the coolest kid in school for you guys choosing me. So you are graduating in one of the most unique times in history. During quarantine, you got to slow down, live in the moment, share laughs with your family, maybe even other choice words with your family. And that's okay. They're the most memorable. But we all learn to adapt and we figure it out as we go. And we will get back to a new normal. So I'm going to share how I adapted and learned my new normal of being in a wheelchair. So buckle up if you're not already. It's not just smart, it's the law. Maybe not just sitting here. I don't think you're going to get a seatbelt ticket, but we'll see, okay? Tarvin kind of told you about my accident and all the things, so I'm just gonna retell you a lot of things and add some fun details. So I was in a car accident in 2007, driving actually from Plymouth to Shelby, and it was a dark, foggy night, and I hit a tree. So in that second, my whole world changed as I knew it. And I had 5 months where I was in the hospital in assisted living to be able to go home. I had to learn everything all over again. And I even had to celebrate my 22nd birthday in a nursing home. And just to tell you, that nursing home wasn't the same after I got to celebrate that birthday there. You got to make the best of things, and I definitely made that happen. I had to learn how to breathe on my own, eat, and speak all over again, adapting to my new normal of operating a wheelchair and having to drive with hand controls, and learn who I was, being in a wheelchair and being able to find where I fit in the world. I would give 110% when I would go to physical therapy because I wanted to become independent. I didn't want someone to have to do things for me, so I did everything I could to be able to make that happen. But physical therapy didn't prepare me mentally for being in a wheelchair. I could, one, succeed and not let my disability define me, or two, give up and feel sorry for myself. And I think you guys could probably guess which option I went ahead and took with that. I was positive because being positive is how I got through a lot of times. I had so much support from living in this small town, and family and friends and people I didn't even know who were praying for me. God is what got through me in the tough times, my faith. And I definitely believe that He works miracles, and He definitely kept me around for one reason or another. And hey, maybe it was because I was supposed to be here speaking. So you're welcome, you guys, okay? So I mentor and support newly injured spinal cord injury patients with their new normal and making things easier to figure out, how getting dressed, something as simple as that, or driving or going back to school, and sharing those experiences with someone who's newly injured, that it's okay, you're gonna figure this out and you're gonna be able to do things in your own way and you'll be fine. You just have to find that confidence. And along with the group that I started, Let's Roll Kentucky, where we got together every month and socialized to offer encouragement and support for being in a wheelchair, because a lot of people don't, have friends that want to take the time that things are accessible to them. Luckily, I had to pay all my friends to stay around me, and so I've been fine ever since. I paid them off pretty good, so they stuck around, even my high school friends. So make sure you keep them around because you're going to need them one day, all right? I graduated from Shelby High School. I went to study fashion merchandising. So with fashion merchandising, I wanted to be a buyer, where I would choose clothing for a store and recognize fashion trends and be all up in the fashion industry. And so then after 2 years of that, that's when I was in my car accident at the age of 21. So after my accident, I moved to Kentucky with my dad, where he was able to help me become independent. And years later, okay, just kidding, a year later, I went back to school and I graduated with a business degree. And I minored in Spanish, but it was just, I retained enough to order food at a Mexican restaurant. So con pollo is all I got with that whole minor. Means with chicken, just in case anybody had to Google translate that, I got you. And before I graduated, I was Miss Wheelchair Kentucky 2012, and there was no swimsuit or talent competition, okay? I was an advocate for those with disabilities. So I got to travel and share my story, which gave me a voice and the confidence I needed to be comfortable in being in a wheelchair. So, of course, I wore the crown everywhere so that I would get special treatment. Anyway, you use what you got, okay? But being able to compete, then I got to go to nationals, and I didn't win, but it was still the experience of getting to meet other girls in wheelchairs and speaking with them and learning what they learned about being injured. And so we realized that we all struggled from fashionable functional clothing, because a seated body, you have a different design that you need so that it can fit you right. And who doesn't love a good pair of jeans, right? You can hit a blinker for that one. Yeah, there we go. Appreciate you. I guess I haven't been that funny, so we haven't had to use the blinker. Maybe I'll get to that. But I designed a pair of jeans that was able to help with dressing and also look good. So something that I took before my accident and still did after. Just learning just who I was and then who I still am today is what's important. So my fashion dream didn't turn out, the way I planned it, but it still kind of came full circle and gave me confidence to be open to new opportunities. So I definitely take advantage of all opportunities, whether I'm interested in them or not, just to say I can do it. And of course get a picture to post on Facebook and Instagram, because act like it ever happened unless you post something, okay? And it was just being able to share that experience with someone else, like, hey, I went rock climbing, or zip lining, or played tennis, or sled hockey. And I've been kayaking. I didn't have the greatest experience, so I was in Colorado at a all-girls camp that we all were in wheelchairs, and I tipped my kayak and my leg got caught, so I was kind of pinned underwater, which seemed like forever, but it was a matter of seconds before, my heroes jumped in to save me, with my arms flailing. And of course I had like a raccoon hat on that got a little wet, so it wasn't anything too dramatic, but of course I made it that way. But it was just able to, even though not let that experience stop me from kayaking again and making sure that I was in a two-person kayak and that they did all the paddling so I could just sit there and look pretty, and was what all I was interested in. So that's my life. I just love that I'm at a spot that I can feel confident enough being up here, because talking to high school students is kind of terrifying sometimes. You guys terrify me. Some public speaking I've done, I don't know if you guys just aren't interested, or you just don't want to make a face, and I'm totally okay with that. So maybe this car thing is a good thing. But of course I would still love to see your faces. But who else is going to be able to say that, hey, I graduated and I got to sit in my car like a drive-in? I mean, you could be eating snacks right now. Who knows? So, exactly. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, enough about me. Yes. See, I got to do my pageant wave. So, enough about me. I challenge you to overcome life's obstacles, embrace opportunities, and stay positive even when life doesn't go as planned. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. And you just have to roll with it. So, special graduation congratulations to my nephew Wade and Johnny DeVito and McGuire Albert. I love you guys, and I'm so proud of everyone in this parking lot. So awesome. Glad that I could be here. Thank you for picking me. I'm going to brag about this for a while, that I got chosen to speak. But good jobs, moms and dads, and congratulations, graduates. You did it!
Thank you, Heidi. I can't think of anyone better to speak to a class about overcoming adversity than what you've gone through. So thank you very much for those words. At this time, it's my pleasure to welcome to the microphone our 2020 class valedictorian, Morgan Gove.
Hi, class of 2020. I am honored to have the opportunity to talk to all of you like this. As honored as I am, I can't say this task wasn't daunting. I am not much of a public speaker, and I was scared of talking in front of this many people, let alone in front of their cars over the radio. It has been a challenge to decide the right parting words to give all of you as we close this chapter in our lives. I wanted to mention all of the best memories we've made here together and the fun times we've had while going through our learning. But I know that that is not what I will remember the most from my time here. Sure, I enjoyed our old inflatable days, Camp New Hop, the Washington, D.C. trip, and going to Cedar Point. But the memories that will stick with me forever are the friendships that I made through those trips. I will remember the time I spent with all of you, talking about everything and nothing at once. At the inflatable days, I learned that I am simply not good at racing through them against my friends. At Camp New Hop, I learned the entire theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from a friend. It took more time than I want to admit. I also learned that ropes courses are more difficult than I thought, considering I stayed stuck up there for 30 minutes. At Washington, D.C., I learned that one of my friends in my group had the entire Pitch Perfect 2 soundtrack for her alarm to wake up, and she just laid in bed singing the whole thing before actually getting up. I learned how money is made, and at the same time, I learned that I find the process of making money very boring. At Cedar Point, I was able to have conversations with my friends while waiting in line that I never thought I would. There was one particular conversation that happened in the line for Steel Vengeance that still crosses my mind. My cowgirls know exactly what I mean. We also got to experience great memories right here in this high school. I doubt we ever forget the person that got pantsed in the middle of the cafeteria, experiencing the intensity of a pie day, singing and listening to karaoke at lunch, or watching the teachers put on the most insane dances at assemblies. Some of our favorite memories were made through the sports we played. I know that I have gotten to have crazy adventures with my teammates by going to Midnight Madness and spending all night with them at the middle school, or trying to go to B-dubs after a game and the car battery dying while we ate because we left a light on in it, leaving us to find someone who knew anything about cars to jumpstart it so we could have a way to get home. Right now, we are also experiencing something we will never forget. We are having a graduation ceremony that has never happened before. Our graduating year, 2020, will be marked in the history books because of this pandemic. We've missed out on our final days in high school, our final sports seasons, our final prom, and so much more. Although we will remember this loss when we look back, we will also remember everything we gained. Because of our internet access, we've been able to keep in touch like no class before us would have been able to. We were able to have Google Meets with our classmates and teachers, allowing us to virtually be in the classroom while also having the bonus of sleeping in. We were given signs by the school to show us that we are appreciated and given more gifts than what we might have been otherwise. I know that my mom gave me a lot of pity presents for my 18th birthday because I had to spend it in this lockdown, and for that I am very thankful. We are fortunate to have teachers that care about us and do everything they can to help us as we've endured these tough times. Teachers like Mr. Will and Mr. Mongold, who can make anyone they are talking to laugh, no matter their previous mood. Senor and Senora Allen, who have to put up with us as we try to learn a new language that I'm sure we all speak much less fluently than we think. Mrs. Cox, who takes us all under her wing and cares for us like we are her own children, even if she did prank me by giving me a fake detention. Mr. Amicone, who takes the time to teach us both the required material and valuable life lessons that we can use, no matter what path we choose after high school. And Mr. Gurney, who has taught me a wide range of things, from how to play softball, how to win a two-person euchre, how to be a good person, all the way to how to integrate expressions in calculus. Every teacher I have ever had at Shelby has gone above and beyond for their students, always listening to us and being there for us, and I want to thank them for that. I want to thank Mr. Geis, Mr. Schwemley, and the school board for giving us the best high school experience they could. As I was writing these thank yous, I definitely started to see why my classmates voted me teacher's pet in the senior superlatives. But I honestly think that I was given the opportunity to be successful because of the ways that the Shelby community shows us it cares about us. Being from a small town, our community always comes together when facing hardship, and I hope that we take that philosophy into our futures and keep the bonds we've made with each other as we all go our separate ways. I might talk to some of you for the rest of my life, or I might never see some of you again. Either way, I want us to know that we all came together at this one moment to take a huge stepping stone in our lives and graduate from high school. Congratulations, class of 2020. I wish the best for all of you. Did it.
Thank you, Morgan. At this time, it is my pleasure to present to you the Shelby High School class of 2020. The class of 2020 has continued the strong academic tradition of past classes. 25 members of the class have met the criteria set by the Ohio Department of Education to earn an honors diploma. 24 graduates have a cumulative 3.5 GPA or higher, and they are wearing gold cords. 30 members of the class graduated with a cumulative 4.0 GPA or higher, which is signified by the wearing of a white stole. 21 members of the class of 2020 earned the Presidential Award of Excellence, and 9 members of the class earned their state FFA degree, which is an award given to only the top 2% of all FFA members in the state of Ohio. Members of the class who attended Pioneer Career and Technology Center also earned high academic and vocational awards, and many competed in state and national competitions as well. Athletically, this class was very talented. We have league champs, state champs, and even a national champ. They have won league championships in 2 leagues and have made deep runs in a variety of OHSAA tournaments. The class has also continued the strong tradition in the area of the arts. The bands and choirs have earned superior ratings both at district and state contests. A number of members of the class took part in solo and ensemble contests and have been part of Whippet Theater shows for all 4 years of high school. Members of the class of 2020 have also had their artwork displayed in a variety of shows. It is easy to look at the class of 2020 and see only what they missed. You can look at missing the last 9 weeks of their senior year, last concerts, games, banquets, and many other activities. Yes, it hurts to lose those things, but to only look at those last 9 weeks does a disservice to the wonderful things this class has accomplished. The class chose the motto, "We can see clearly now because we have 20/20 vision." Actually, I think this is the first time that a member of the graduating class has written the motto. While it is common for classes to choose catchy phrases that relate to the year they graduate, I do like the idea of seeing clearly with this class. 20/20 vision means you can see at 20 feet what an average person also sees at 20 feet. It's not perfect vision, but it's normal vision, a vision that allows you to see the world around you clearly. While you have missed quite a bit, you have also learned many lessons from your high school years. I've enjoyed reading comments in the papers from seniors when they're asked about what lessons they learned from losing things their senior year. While you are sad, and understandably so, you also said that you learned to appreciate everything around you because it can be lost in a moment. When asked what you missed the most, you didn't say getting a base hit or running a fast time or serving an ace in tennis. You talked about how you miss spending time with your teammates, how you have kept up group chats and found other ways so that you can be around each other. I was very pleased to read those comments. The first time we were together, at the end of your 8th grade year, I told you to get involved. Find something that interests you and jump in. I strongly believe that students need to get involved because the relationships they build are some of the best things you will remember from high school. While it was wonderful seeing all the many successes you've had over the years, I've enjoyed more seeing your friendships and how you relate with each other. That is a great example of having clear vision. Last year I read a quote at graduation, and the context may be different, but the message is still the same. In bad times, choose to get stronger. In good times, choose to enjoy fully. And in all times, choose to be grateful. There will be bad times and good times all throughout your life. Be sure to embrace both. The bad times will end, and hopefully you will be stronger. Be grateful for what you have and for all the gifts you have received. My vision for the class of 2020 is that you will continue to focus on your relationships with others, learn from both the good and bad in your life, and use your gifts and abilities to be as successful as you can be. I also tell each graduating class that while high school years are fun and memorable, they better not be the best years of your life. There's so much more ahead of you. This class should appreciate that more than any other class. There's a popular saying that says there is a reason that the rear window of a car is smaller than the windshield. Where you have been is important and you need to see it, but seeing what lies ahead of you is much more important. Today marks the end of your time as a high school student, one of the first major accomplishments in your life. You will soon leave here as graduates of SHS and join a special group. Our graduates have helped put men on the moon, worked on the development of the atomic bomb, helped cure diseases, and many other amazing things. We're all very proud of you. To the class of 2020, I say well done. Be proud to be a graduate of Shelby High School, and now go out and do great things and make a difference in the world. Congratulations, graduates. So, Mr. Tarvin, friends and family, I declare to you that the members of the class of 2020 that are present today have met the requirements for graduation as established by the Ohio Department of Education and the Shelby City Schools, and they are ready to receive their diplomas. It is my pleasure to declare you graduates of Shelby High School. Congratulations. Will the first row of cars please pull forward? Why is that? Why not one car thing?
Tarvin, look this way. I'm just doing a selfie. Oh, it's hard to leave your eyes open.
too far. Might be. Michael, you can come to the top step and stand right there. Just wait until I read your name. Tim McGuire is next on the X. Right. Yeah, we're supposed to. The graduates were able to choose family members to come forward with them and present their diplomas. I'll be reading the names of the class of 2020 graduates in alphabetical order. The ceremony will conclude at the reading of the final name. Pick up the diploma. Michael Joshua Adkins. McGuire, top step now.
Right here, my parents. Shout out to them.
McGuire Matthew Albert. Pick it up. Randy, get it. Jamie, come to the top step. All right.
Let me get out of here. Just shout out to all my friends, coaches, and teammates that I've played with over the last 4 years. It was a great week.
Jamie Lynn Anthony.
And I.
Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Top step. Oh, okay. There's Mason's. Get your diploma right here. Mason Uriah Arnold.
Good job, Mace. Congratulations. Excellent.
Say your middle name.
I just want to give a special shout out to all the faculty of Shelby. They've made these past 4 years the greatest of my life. I know this graduation isn't exactly what everybody planned, but I'm glad that they made this happen for us.
Pam, come on up. Get them going. Jerica Anae Allweiler. Okay, let's see if we got it. You good?
Just thank you for everybody, my church family, all my friends, and everybody who's watching right now. Just, you made me into the person I am today, so thank you.
You can come on up.
Just get that much more time to shine.
How much was that? I wonder. kidding me?
That's what I told her. It's her time to shine.
Man, we were on good time. Jeez, how long is this going to take?
Hey, Mr. Guys, can I get down during this time? Or wait, can I get down?
Aaron, how long are we talking about here?
Right back. Nope.
Okay.
Let me go forward.
Talk amongst yourselves. Right.
Oh, geez. Like we're. What do you?
Just tell the folks watching live on Facebook right now why this is such a special class 2020 here at Shelby.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you, each group's obviously special. The thing that makes this special is going to be the obvious thing, is going to be the fact that, you know, this is going to be one of the few groups, I think, in the history of school that's going to be able to say that they
Just what you
finished
wanted,
not in a classroom. You know, obviously spending the last 9 weeks online and handling that and being very resilient. You know, the other thing, too, is having those extracurriculars taken away in the fall or in the spring here. You know, that's something that is, you know, it's unprecedented. That's a word that keeps getting thrown around through media and everything else. And, you know, you can't, you know, overstate that, in my opinion, like how important that is to the school culture. And there were, you know, a kid like Caleb Brown in this class who was going after a few more state championships. And obviously the track team probably felt like they had a chance to compete for another state title. Baseball team wanted that opportunity for the league title, as well as the softball team, and the guys' tennis team was gearing up and ready to go. So, you know, and then you have all the things that are finishing up at the end of the year, like the choir and the performing arts and the band rehearsals and all of those different things. And when that, you know, when those things go away, you don't get those things back. You know, that's something that will, you know, this isn't like college where they can grant you another year. This is a finality, and to say that that doesn't add to the emotion of all of this would be, you know, in my opinion, non-accurate.
Teaching these kids from what you've heard from
Right.
the interaction, how have
Right.
they responded and
Right.
taken it?
Yeah, great. You know, I would say, you know, just looking at the list here, I've probably had over, you know, more than half of the students. And you know, it's interesting because as a teacher, I always tell them this. When I first started teaching, I used to tell the students, oh, you know, I'm young. I'll remember all of you. Know, I'll see you at a gas station and say hi to you. And the older I get, the more I'm like, wait a minute, I know I had you. I can even remember the seat you sat at. What's your name again? But this group's really, really special. And Morgan Gove nailed it in her, you know, her speech with the fact that every teacher from kindergarten all the way up through has had a positive effect, but more importantly, the kids, man, with us. You know, we get to take that with us as well, and we get to see how special it is. And you know, it was funny today, you know, thinking about these guys. You know, you're seeing these birthdays. I'm seeing these birthdays post online, and I'm thinking, man, that's a birthday that these kids are never going to forget. And you know, as they get older, you know, we stay young, right, Aaron? You know, so it's just I'm really excited to see where they're at in 5 to 10 years from now. You know, I remember Jim Tressel always used to say this: the measuring of success, whether you're a teacher or whether you're a coach, you know, man, no matter what you're doing, is 10 to 20 years down the line. What type of people are they? How are they contributing to their community? What kind of parents are they? And I think we have a good group here at Shelby in 2020. Awesome. No, thanks. Yep.
We're going to improvise a little bit. Brooklyn, if you don't mind, we're live streaming on the OH Report. We're just waiting for radio to get back up and running. If you would like to share one of your favorite memories that you will take away from Shelby High School, please let us all in on that.
I guess I don't really know. I like coming here in the morning. I like the smell of grass. It always smells good here because they always cut the grass, and I just love it. I don't know.
It's a beautiful day, fresh cut grass out here, so you probably can't ask anything more from this graduation.
I love it.
All right, looks like we're back up and running. We'll keep streaming. Thank you.
We good? All right. Thank you, everybody. A little technical difficulty there. All right. Next is Brooklyn Jean Ball.
Can I think? All of my work friends, they're really, really helpful. And Jerica's helpful with all of my schoolwork. She's always been there for me. And Ashley Harvey, I love her so much. That's it.
Speak quicker. Callista Jolene Barnd. Top step.
Just thank you to all of my teachers and everyone from my family who supported me over the years.
Nicholas Bradley Baxter.
I'd just like to thank my parents and everyone else who has helped me out through getting me through school and everything. Thanks.
Come on. Spencer Joel Beer.
Thank you to Brian Neighbors for helping me out through high school, and my parents for always encouraging me to do better in schoolwork.
Thomas Stewart Beer.
Shout outs to my parents. I couldn't have done it without them.
Caitlin Elizabeth Berger. Where's the next?
Huh? Thanks to my mom, I guess.
What?
Thanks to my mom for supporting me for all 12 years of school. That's it.
Austin Scott Bidlack. Top step.
I just wanted to shout out my dad and my mom here. I owe everything to them, everything getting through all this, and hopefully a great time at college and going on and everything. Thank you. Thank you.
Addison Page Billheimer. Raven Dawn Blanton.
Congratulations, guys. Excellent. Great reshape.
Bog is next. Get up here. They're back here. Emma Jane Pauline Boggs. Evan, top step. Yep, turn it.
Good job.
Shout out to Mrs. Young. That's it.
Good, folks.
Evan Patrick Bogner. Top step.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's been part of the journey, especially Brooks' children, my boys for life.
Amber Nicole Brown. Congratulations, Amber.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, guys.
Olivia Zeta Burkett. Congratulations, Olivia. Come on, come on. Bryson John Burkhalter. Good job, Bryson.
Shout out to Cam Todd out here. Shout out to my family. It means a lot. My boy Cam Todd, got to show love to him, and I'm pretty excited. New future in the Air National Guard, so I'm all excited. So thank you.
Riley Danielle Kane.
I want to thank my family and my friends. I couldn't have done it without them.
Gage Trayton Carmian.
Shout out to the boys, and shout out to all my teachers that helped me out. Miss Eldridge for believing in me when nobody else did. Miss Ramsey for our handshake. I won't forget that. You better remember it next time I come to see you.
Wesley Thomas Castor.
I just want to say thank you to my friends and family and my coworkers for helping me out throughout high school and to move on to the Army. Thank you.
Blaze Andrew Cottle. Nice job, Blaze. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody watching at home, all the loved ones watching at home, and they got me through high school and all the things you helped me with. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Swade, Brady, Serrata.
Well, definitely shout out to Mr. Neighbors and the whole PAC crew.
John Robert Clark. Logan David Klein. Congratulations, Logan.
I want to say that Heidi McKenzie's message about adaptability was really important and inspiring.
Michelle Alexis Coleman.
Shout out to my family and friends and Shelby with the band.
Garrett Anthony Kahn.
I'd like to thank all my family and my friends, and especially my teammates and my coaches for giving me all this success through my high school career, and I wouldn't have made it without them.
Okay. This is your son. Yes. Okay, you're ready to go.
Brian Michael Kreider. Back that way and around there, to the left.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that's helped me throughout my way, and I'm excited to join the Air Force. Thank you.
Riley Ryan Dale. Yes.
Oh. What? No. No.
You go ahead. You can go right to there.
Come on up.
Right up.
Lauren Elizabeth Davis. Grab it. And go to the left.
Okay. She's like, no, I'm good.
What's up, guys? Congratulations, man.
Jonathan Douglas DeVito.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Dallas.
Good job. Thank you.
What's up, Johnny?
No, I'm good.
Whoever wants to grab it.
Kyler Aiden Douglas.
Congratulations, guys. Good day. Guys, take care.
This is where I go to say something. All right. Special shout out to all the wonderful people watching at home. To the two great teachers that brought me through this year, Miss Duncan and Mr. Gurney. And happy quarantine, everybody.
Bailey Alon Dahl. One up. Blake Edward Fetzer. Jensen Victoria Feisner. Congratulations.
Good job.
Dylan Michael Finnegan.
Mine would have to be Mrs. McCown. She helped me through everything, through high school, and helped me get through everything. So, thank you.
Keely Shea Frankert. Kirsten Renee Frankert. Top step, Cameron.
I graduated. No. My mother. Kirsten here. I love my mom. I love Riley too.
Whoever wants to grab it.
Cameron Robert Freeble. Good job, Cameron. Robbie, top step. Top step.
Thank you to my family, friends.
Whoever wants to hand it.
Roberto Arlino Gonzalez Jr.
Congratulations. Great job.
Top step. You're good, Grant.
Shout out to Mr. Madison.
Grant Evan Gossam.
Wish I had his hair, man.
What up?
I gotta say something right here.
Yep.
Just want to thank my family, friends, everybody who's came to support
Morgan
me through everything,
Elizabeth
and,
Gove.
Go Whippets! It's been a good 4 years.
Congratulations, Morgan.
Thank you. Good job, Morgan.
I'd like to thank my family and friends for helping me
Austin
get through high
Robert
school.
Gray. Good job, Austin.
Come on, Joseph, I want you. I want you. Later?
Later.
Okay.
Good.
I just want to shout out to my family and all my friends for getting through this year and these great memories I made with all of them. Thank you.
Alexander Grant Gribble. Good job, Alex.
Congratulations, man. Good job.
Going to Cincinnati for mechanical engineering.
What did I say?
Come on up. Leah Donnell Gundrum.
Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks, brother. We'll make it.
Come on.
Let's go, guys. Come on up, Mom.
Julia Renee Gutchall.
Congratulations, guys.
Good job, guys.
You knew that. We just were going to point it out.
Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Hardy.
Congratulations.
Come on up, Harden.
Martin.
Congratulations.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Jared Grayson Harden. Hey, Jared, good job, buddy. I knew there's some of them I like. Madison Elizabeth Hartman.
No, they're hearts.
Well, you didn't get it.
Sure. I'd like to say thank you to my band and my choir families and my theater families. I love them all so much. And thank you to all my friends and family that supported me this whole 4 years of high school. Thank you.
Zachary William Hartz. Ashley Noel Harvey. Congratulations.
Thank you for everyone. It's been a great 4 years. I'm so thankful that I still get to graduate.
Rebecca Darlene Hawkins.
Congratulations, thank you. I would like to thank my friends, family, and all of my teachers, especially Marty Lotfi and Mr. Neighbors. They have made me into the person I am
Derek
today,
William
and I couldn't thank them
Hess.
enough. Thank you.
I'd like to give a shout out to Neighbors for putting up with me for the past years. Thanks for letting me work in the theater.
Monica. Isaiah Joshua Hicks.
Shout out to my family, friends, everybody that's been along. Love you all. And shout out to Miss Watts, wonderful teacher right there.
Tiffany Lynn Francis Hoff. Pick it up right there. Gotta go over here. Are they handing your diploma?
No.
We gotta come up here. No, stay right here. Abilene Nicole Honecker.
Go this way.
Bryce Allen Hubbard.
Good job, guys. Congratulations. Hey, what's going on, hon? Hey guys, how are you? Good.
Cameron Hope Hummel. He's right there, Shelly. It's right back there. Madeline K. Hunter.
Tell me about this. The joke of the day in the class. Do you know about this? I don't know.
I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Carver, and his dad joke of the day is the only thing that kept me from dropping out.
Logan Daniel Carl.
Congratulations. Congratulations, buddy. Excellent job.
Oh, I gotta move this. Oh, right. I don't know. McKenna Lynn Kennard.
Yes.
Right here. You can stand off this way because they're going to come down. Stand right here.
I just want to say thanks to all my friends and family that have helped me with my academics and my faith, and especially to my Nana in Texas watching me.
Mark Harold Kirshner. Good job, Mark.
Stay off to the side.
You can turn it. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Good job, guys.
Okay. Caleb Ethan Tyler Codger. Danielle Anna Kredemeyer. Come on. Jackson David Lewis. Congratulations. Yes. Joseph Parker Lewis. All right. Congratulations.
First one in the family, get those honor cords.
They coming? Somebody coming? Isa Marie Lopez. Zine Antonio P. Lugo. Emma Grace Leibarger. Nicholas John Lynch.
Good job. Congratulations. Excellent job.
Sarah Elizabeth Leisinger.
Big hugs. Good job, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout outs to my mom and my entire family for supporting me all the way.
Ooh, don't you?
You okay?
You all right? Well, I really have to be done. Aww.
Yeah. Megan Nicole McGuire.
I really can.
Go, guys.
Wade Daniel McKenzie.
No, I'm sorry.
Austin Jared Means. Nice job, Austin. Come on, Jeremy. Darian Keith Miller.
Not really, if I'm being honest.
Sarah Joe Milligan. Autumn Irene Miracle.
Congratulations.
Keep going. Alyssa Cheyenne Mitchell. Corey James Myers.
Just thank you to my family. That's about it.
Thank you.
Madison Page Northcutt. Grayson Kincaid Osborne. Caden Alden Payne. Yeah. Come on up. Come on up.
I know, I told, yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Celine Ernestina Perez.
Good job. Congratulations. Congratulations. Excellent job. Excellent job. Come on up, guys. Congratulations.
Lauren Nicole Perry.
Mom, why don't you grab that hand, give her a big hug. Okay? Oh, yeah, you're drifting.
Where's the thingy?
Nicole Hope Picard. Good job, Nicole.
Shout out. Come on, shout out to Randy.
Randy's a great teacher. Awesome teacher. Wait, let me do the... Okay.
Come on up here, Jen. Whoever wants to grab the diploma.
Keaton Paul Picklesheimer.
Excellent job.
I want to say thank you to my friends and family for everything that they've done for me. And I'm really happy to say that I've now graduated. To the rest of you graduates, let's live life.
Cruz Kenneth Place. Where's Taylor?
Shout out
South Shelby Computer. You guys need any repairs, 26 East Main Street.
Taylor Marie Rawl. Come on up.
Congratulations, guys.
Emma Faith Randall.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you to the Kelp girls and my family.
Next. Riley, Aaron, Shane, Robinette.
I want to give a shout out to my parents and my sister watching. I saw you watching.
Whoever wants to grab the diploma, guys. Congratulations. Excellent job.
Haley, Michael, Sanders. Jaden, Matthew, Sickmiller. Good job, Jay. Yep. Brianna, Michelle, Sifferlin. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mr. McCown. You got it going better.
Alrighty, so I just wanted to thank everybody who helped me through my College Now trip. That way I was able to see my associates of business before
Carter, Michael,
so
Smith.
thank you.
Congratulations, Carter.
Congratulations, guys.
Desiree Faith Smith. Sotos. Run up.
Congratulations. Whoever wants to grab the diploma.
Aleister, Raphael Soto.
Congratulations, guys.
Good luck to you, Aleister. Thanks, buddy. Jim. 2 in a row to the stalls.
Thank you, everybody.
Come on up. Nolan Patrick Stahl. And Ryan Andrew Stahl.
Excellent job.
Good luck to you, buddy.
just want to thank all my friends and family for all the love and support. Thank you.
Zoe Marie Stevens. Good job.
Want to say anything? No. No?
Come on up.
Congratulations, guys.
Jalen Faith Stidham.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you to my friends, my family for all the support over the years.
Thomas Michael Tridico.
Congratulations. Great job.
That he doesn't have just one memory, but he has so many. One wild ride when he talked about with his fellow classmates. All the castle. Already did.
I'd like to thank all my friends and family for sticking along for the ride. It's been crazy. I'm looking forward to what else life has to bring me, and I wish all my classmates good luck in the future.
Hannah Nashay Tuttle.
Congratulations, everyone. Great job.
Good job, girl.
Am I supposed to say something? All right, my Uncle Chris wants me to shout him out, so shout out to my Uncle Chris and my grandpa watching at home.
Kylie Ann Tuttle. Luck to you, girl. Good job.
Congratulations, Kylie. Excellent job.
Maria Consuelo Ulloa Salinas.
Congratulations, Maria.
Good job, Maria.
Great job, guys. Whoa. Fumble. Whoever wants to grab it. Congratulations. Gotta give it-
Mallory Brooke Vent. Riley Rebecca White. Congratulations, Riley. Congratulations, guys. Alana Catherine Woodard.
Congratulations, guys. Excellent.
I want to say thank you to Miss Duncan and my family and the rest of my family for watching.
Stephen Gerard Workman. Hey, good job, Steve.
Congratulations. And I'll tell you what, that's great when you get the principal to be recognized. So that's really cool. His favorite memory, go ahead.
Favorite memory, 2019.
You want to say anything? Congratulations, guys.
Hannah Elizabeth Joy Yoke. Congratulations.
I want to thank Mr. Lotfi, Miss Duncan, and my family for always being there to support me.
Alexander John Youngert.
I want to thank my friends and family and Mr. Neighbors for helping me through high school.
Kayleen Marie Willison. Okay, I would again like to thank Aaron Hines and Eric Will from WMAN Radio and Brian Skoronsky for live streaming today's ceremony. We wish nothing but the best for the class of 2020, and we thank everyone for joining us today. That brings an end to today's ceremony. Yeah, I know. They're going to try and do something. I don't know.
That's always my favorite.
I know.
Thank you, Brittany. Yeah.